live. All right, everybody. Hello. How's it going? Hopefully everything is going well on everybody's end. This is Core Chores for Tuesday, March 24th. And we're going to get right into it. I guess I can sit straight towards the, yeah, here we go. Okay. So we are going to start with knee up, down, kick out. Okay, right leg. And then we'll do minute. Oh, well, actually, sorry. Let's start with a warm up here. So if you can get next to your chair, hold on to your chair, and let's just march in place with a warm up. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated here. There's just a lot going on. I've been running from place to place, but we are getting it all figured out, and it's getting better and better every time. All right, if you can, kicking out straight in front of you. All right, let's go side to side. Okay, then down towards the toes and back up.
We can't get you the new keys?
I have a key, but we are live right now. So stay up, go side to side. And twist. Much. All right, go ahead and have a seat. All right, so our first one we're going to do, actually, we're going to do leg pulses. Okay, so you can come off your chair, your back of your shoulders off the chair can make it a little bit more difficult here. Hands out, and you're just going to pulse that leg. Okay, that's going to be minute 1. Then minute 2, we're going to pulse the other leg. Okay, then minute 3, we'll cross one leg, elbow to knee. Okay, and minute 4, we'll cross the other leg, elbow to knee. All right, hold on just a second while I go ahead and get the clock. All right, leg pulses first, right leg, here we go. Try and come off the chair if you can. If you need to, you can lean back into it, either way. Hopefully everybody's having a good day out there. I woke up and did some yoga earlier today, if you saw me on there. Hopefully I did a decent job. We are working to try and give some options of some of our other trainers back here. Good, and go ahead and switch legs, left leg, leg pulses. Okay, you should be feeling this in the hip pretty quick. It's a pretty tough one. Do the best you can. If you need to, you can hold on here. That can help, or you can go back. Either way. I don't know if everyone saw, but the Olympics are now been postponed for probably a year. That's pretty interesting. I think it's a good thing. You know, some of the Olympians, they only have one shot at ever being an Olympian. And if you're going to go at a time when it's, you're not able to train 100% or something like that, that's not really fair. So, personally, happy for it. Good. Cross one leg, and we're going elbow to knee. I've been talking a lot on these YouTube lives here about, some of the things that are different now for me. So when I used to leave here, that I had a second job and I didn't get home until 9 or 10, but that second job has gone away. So now I get home at 4 o'clock, 4:30 every day, which is great. We'll do a lot of things with my family and whatnot. And one of the things that we get to do the most is cook. So I mentioned our chicken and dumpling cook-off that we had all weekend. Last night we had some flounder, so very good. Switch legs, fresh flounder, and well, not fresh, it was frozen, but we had bought it fresh a while ago. And then I made roasted garlic parmesan potatoes and then some mixed veggies with just some onions and vinegar, essentially, with green beans and carrots and corn. So it was pretty good meal. I love having fish. Fish is one of the most healthy types of protein, just types of food in general that you can get in your body. So I really love salmon, mahi mahi, but I'll take any fish really. Okay, hey everybody. For a second there, it looked like we got cut off, but hopefully we're back now. And connected. So we're on our break time now. We will have about another 30 seconds. We should be good to go. All right, turn down the air just a little bit for myself, and then we'll get started. Okay, so let's add our minute 5 ankle touches, okay? Minute 6 torso twists. All right, so we're going back to the beginning with the hip pulses. I know they're tough. Let's push through it, get stronger. Hey everybody, I'm trying to move to a different room here because I am losing constantly here. So Okay, so we're gonna try it in here. The Wi-Fi is a little better. And hopefully we won't lose it, get lost. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go start on our opposite leg here. Left leg pulses. All right, so hopefully we can keep going in here. Sorry about that. Seems like the internet is significantly better in here. So it looks like we're just gonna have to keep the palm room as our studio. So, you know, we're just kind of learning on the fly here about how to best provide these live services. So hopefully it's we're all working out everywhere else. All right, good. Cross one leg, elbow to knee. So tomorrow I will be at the shores and I will be broadcasting live and being connecting those videos to here as well. So we'll have bodies in motion, which is at 10:30 tomorrow. Switch legs, and that's a very similar class to the bandersize class that we used to have here. So you know, if it's something you need, we have extra bands, so just let me know. But you can follow along to that, and then I will put that one up online as well, so you'll be able to check it out whenever you want. And then we'll have a Pilates class at 1:30 tomorrow, and we haven't had Pilates here for a while, so might be a class you want to check out for sure. All right, let's go into ankle touches now. Okay, so dipping through your side to side. So I talked in a previous class about one of my first jobs was actually as a announcer, a broadcaster at a racetrack for go-karts, for dirt tracks in Indiana, in the middle of the woods or the country a lot of times. Just you know, so I also had a lot of other jobs. I was a paper boy. That was my very first job. Got that job. We're gonna do torso twists now. Got that job when I was in 6th or 7th grade. And I started with 92 papers, and I had the business route in my small town. And each paper was 10 cents, so I made $9.20 a week. And I usually spent that on Dairy Queen. So that could get you back then that can get you 3 good meals at Dairy Queen. $3 can get you, chicken nuggets, fries, a little frosty thing, whatever. So, I was making 3 meals a week off of the. It was only took me 2 hours or so. I only did the paper out once a week. It was a once a week paper. So, small town. You don't put out a paper every single day. Very small town, 3,500 people. So we only put out a paper once a week on Mondays, and I would get to go travel all around. All right, good. Go ahead and take a break from that, and then we'll do our last round here in just a minute. So, yes, I would. I would deliver the papers on by foot. So I would go grab all of them, and the newspaper place was on the main street, and the main street was where all the businesses were. And so I would go walk in and talk to the business owners and hand them their paper right as they were closing up. I'd get off school at 3. I'd be done with it by 5. And I got to meet a lot of different small shop owners in Midwestern town. So I did that for 4 or 5 years, and then I think I handed it off to my sister to do it. And the paper grew significantly while I was doing it. By the time I handed it off, they had expanded, and they were 120 drop-offs, and from 92. So, and in addition to that, they became a Monday, Thursday paper. So they had gone twice a week once I left there. I think they are still a Monday, Thursday paper as of now. So my dad's house was 4 blocks from there, so I could just walk from my house to go pick up the papers. But yeah, that was delivering newspapers. So I was always trying to work, even though I was an athlete and working hard in school. I was always working as much as I could. All right, so we are going to go into. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to turn the air down in this room. Okay, so we're going to go into our final minute 7 and minute 8. Okay, so for minute 7 and minute 8, we're actually going to get up. All right, and we're going to take one leg, knee in, kick out, knee in, kick out. That's minute 7, and minute 8 will be the other leg, knee in, kick out. Okay, you can hold on to the chair wherever you want, or going back to the beginning, our leg pulses. All right, excuse me, and here we go. Right leg. Everybody in our town always knew where I lived because my dad bought a pink house in the center of town. So I would always just tell people, "Do you know where the pink house is?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, that's where I live." So small town of 3,500. There's not a lot of pink houses. It's still a funny story to this day. So he eventually repainted it, and it's a light blue house now, switch legs. However, there's one little triangle kind of up that's right near a significant power line, and he couldn't get to it. He couldn't paint it himself, and he had to have a specialist come, I don't know, deactivate the power line or something like that, and it cost extra money, so he just didn't paint it. So that part is still, a faded pink, while all the rest of the house is a light blue. So it's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Here we go. And good. Cross one leg, elbow to knee. Well, at least this type of thing happened in the modern day and age because, I remember that before there was Wi-Fi. I know I seem like I'm young, but I remember before there was no such thing as wireless internet at all. And without that, this would be a really tough time. You'd be having to watch the same old reruns of, who knows, Gilligan's Island or something all day long. That would be tough. A lot of home improvement, Tim Allen, things like that, laugh tracks. Yep, switch legs. So at least we have the ability to, get some live content out there, interact with each other, send each other correspondence, things like that. Things we didn't have that if we would have been on these types of restrictions, it would have been tough. So always look at the positives. That's the best way to go about it. And good. Let's go into ankle touches now. Another movie we watched recently, I've been mentioning that, to the things that we've increased a lot, watching and cooking, right? So I mentioned the cooking, but we also watched the movie The Time Traveler, or not The Time Traveler, The Time Machine on Saturday night. That was the one we watched. The H.G. Wells book turned into a movie. And let's go ahead and turn and twist. Love that movie. I love the concept of time travel in general. So that movie was a very good one to watch recently. The movie's 20 years old now, and in that movie, it came out in 2002. It has a prediction of 2030, what it's going to look like, and it's interesting. It's interesting. There's not a lot of things that are too far off there. Good. Let's go ahead and go into our kickbacks. So one of the things that did have in 2030 were lunar communities. So there were entire communities built on the moon. And I'm not sure that we're going to make it there by 2030. That doesn't seem like that realistic to me at this point. But it did have a lot of information on the time or on artificial intelligence that was very similar. So that was pretty interesting. There was a character, he goes into a museum in 2030, and there's this kind of AI assistant that he can just ask it anything in the world. Kind of reminds you of like a Siri or a Alexa or a Google. It's pretty interesting. Switch legs. like that, all right? Almost there. Keep pushing through. I know this has been a tough one. Good job, everybody who's joining. All right, good work. So go ahead and take a seat. We'll do a couple stretches here in a few seconds. The only other class we have today is kickboxing. Okay, so that's at 1:30 if you want to join me. Very important sequencing class, very, very good for the mind-body connection, the neural patterns that are connected towards physical activity. Very important. Okay, if you can, go ahead and let's stand up and grab behind. Go ahead and grab the back of the chair and turn and twist. Turn and twist the other way. Okay, and go ahead and push back, extend back, lengthen your back. All right, good job. Thanks everybody for joining me. I'll see you later on today, hopefully, and we'll see you down. See you in the future.